Hi everyone, I'm Edyta Sitar from Laundry Basket Quilts. Welcome to Quilting Window. I am so glad you tuned in today because guess what? I have something super special and exciting for you. We have a brand new ruler. This ruler is made by Creative Grids and it is just wonderful. You can make the most beautiful kaleidoscope blocks, and one of the designs that you can make with it is our Alaska quilt. And you know what's so special about this ruler? You can make the blocks in many different sizes. So quickly your quilt can go from a small to beautiful large size. Look at the difference between 9-inch blocks and 16-inch blocks. Isn't this exciting? Oh, and speaking of designs, I went beyond and above and started playing with the ruler, and I was able to make all different blocks. Look at this one, just a basic kaleidoscope block. Now I add a little bit of diamonds into it. Look how beautiful it looks. I switch the colors around and move things and add triangles in the corners. Look, the spinning wheel. You also can cut with this beautiful ruler. You have some strip panels that you wanted to cut it and put it together. Look at this wonderful design. All these different options and colors. Yes, you want a beautiful star? You got it. Those points right here all are cut with the Alaska ruler. You want a basket? I got you. Look at this basket. Isn't it wonderful? This part of the basket was cut with the ruler. If you want to make a cute little house, look how beautiful it is. We're going to be working on all those blocks for next few months, enjoying all those wonderful designs, from something simple to something more advanced. Notice it, how cute they are, how beautiful they look when you put them together and just create a gorgeous blocks. Let me show you how you use the ruler, and in next 3 videos we're going to learn basic how to cut it, and then 3 videos how to make basic blocks. And I designed a quilt that we can practice the techniques and learn everything for the ruler. And this quilt is just adorable. It calls Frontier. Look at it. Isn't it cute? And in this quilt, let me show you, you have your center block. So this is the most difficult block. And then you have a intermediate block. Those are 4 of them on each side of the quilt. And the corner blocks are beginner blocks, the simplest one. So we're gonna start with block 1, 2, and 3 and make them together. And that's in next 3 videos. Before we start, let's go ahead and learn how to use the ruler, how to cut with the ruler. When I open my ruler, I can go ahead and look at it. The first page gives you direction how to cut it, but I also want to review that with you. Then the next page shows you how you can use the ruler for trimming, because the ruler is not only good for cutting but also for trimming. Isn't that amazing? Right here, this is very important. I want you to make sure you have a nice copy of this, because you're gonna use this recipe over and over. Right here, it gives you recipes for 9-inch blocks, 10.5-inch blocks, 12 and 16-inch blocks for all the pieces. So you cut strips first, then use your ruler and cut it with your ruler, just like I show you right here in a picture. Let's go ahead and do it together. Oh, I am so excited for you. We're gonna start by cutting our first shape, shape A, what it's just simple diamond. All that I did is I cut a strip, and I'm cutting for 9-inch block. So I'm gonna go ahead right away, look at on my chart, I want a 9-inch block. So right here, it gives you all the measurements for your strips. My first strip needs to be 2 1/4. So I go ahead, cut a strip 2 1/4, and I use just regular ruler. My favorite is the 4.5 by 12.5 from Creative Grids. I cut my beautiful strip. I have it layered 2 pieces together, wrong sides together. Just fold it in half, a little strip. Then I'm gonna go ahead, take my ruler and I'm go ahead and start cutting. And let me turn this around so I position it right way and show it to you right there. I'm gonna go ahead, take my ruler, right here. I have to rotate my board. Wait, perfect. All right, so bring it a little bit closer to me. Place my ruler right over. You're gonna see it. At first, you're gonna be like trying to figure it out. And guess what? This ruler is new to me. I just got it myself. So I'm still learning how to use it. But boy, everything that I have cut and made with it already has been just beautiful. So I'm excited for you. Let's learn together. So right there, I know my strip is 2 1/4. Yes, 2 1/4. So now I'm gonna cut a diamond that is 2 1/4. So from here to here, 2 1/4, and from here to here, I have to measure 2 1/4. So 1 inch, 2 inches, look at right there, and 1/4. And you have those really cute white lines on a ruler. Oh, those are marked for your quarters. So I'm gonna go ahead, place it. I match it up here, match it here, match it here. Everything looks wonderful. I'm gonna grab my rotary and I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. As soon as I cut it, I'm gonna gently move my fabric, because guess what? I also gonna be able to trim that bunny ear right away so I don't have it. Now I'm gonna go ahead, rotate my diamond, place my ruler on this side, again match my lines for 2 1/4, 2 1/4, and right there, those little X lines are so nice for me. I'm really enjoying them, and I can now trim this side of my diamond. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cut another one with you, because guess what? Practice what it makes perfect. So right now I practice one. Look at how quickly my second one is coming. I'm already remember exactly where I have to post the line. So don't expect that you're gonna cut one, walk away, and everything will work great. You have to keep doing it to be good in something. Keep doing it. So I'm gonna cut one more. Oh, isn't that wonderful? And in your pattern, it gives you exact directions how many of which fabrics you have to cut it. The pattern calls frontier, and I'm gonna practice one more, because I think with that I can really show it off to you guys and be good in it. Okay, so look at, I'm placing my lines right on the edge, right on the edge. I'm watching this line, I'm making my cut, I'm shifting the fabric gently, and I am cutting this little bunny ears. I'm rotating and clipping the bunny ears, and that reminds me that the diamond before I forgot to clip my bunny ears on this side. So look how quickly I can go back and do a good job on it and quickly go ahead and clip those bunny ears right there. Oh, we're taking our time because we want to learn how to use that ruler. And guess what? If you would have to cut larger pieces, you would go for the larger strips. And just remember, anytime you cut 2 1/4, you shift 2 1/4. If you cut 3 1/2, you shift 3 1/2, and find the measurements for 1, 2, 3 1/2 to cut that big diamond for that big block. And I tell you, that one was so fun to make because it was large. So right there, we just finished cutting our diamonds. We're gonna clean this area up and we put them to the side. Another shape that we need to cut is this little piece B. It's a half a diamond. So again, I'm gonna go ahead, take my beautiful strip. I cut my strip according to the measurements, and this time for a 9-inch block, 9-inch finish block, I need 2 3/4. So I cut my strip to 2 3/4. I'm gonna grab my ruler. I'm gonna place it right on my beautiful strip. I'm gonna measure 2 3/4. I'm measuring 1, 2, 3/4. Look at, there are 3 lines that you're gonna match it up with the bottom edge of your strip, and you're gonna cut. And right there, I just love my little rotating board, because guess what? I can just move it to the side and rotate my board, and I can nicely place my ruler just like this, rotate and cut it. And look at how I rotate for myself, how nice it is, and keep going this way. Oh, I'm gonna cut it right here, and because I'm right-handed, I always want to have my rotary on my right side when I cut. Don't try to do this. No, never do this. Don't cross your arms when you cut. Right there, cut it. And this, use your beautiful board to rotate, to bring the fabric towards you the way you want it. Place your pieces. Oh, this is wonderful. Oh, I'm gonna rotate. Beautiful. And I place this towards me because I want to be able to see my lines lining up right here with the edge. We're learning how to cut, so I'm taking the time and showing you exactly what I'm paying attention. I'm matching here and matching right here. Rotate, right hand, cut. Beautiful. Can you imagine how quickly this is gonna go? If I have multiple layers, I'm only using 2 layers of fabric, but if I had 4 layers of fabric, what you could do it too, it would be cut in no time. All right, so we just finished cutting our piece B. Now let's go for our piece C, one of my personal favorite, just simple wedge for a kaleidoscope block. Oh, you can do so much with this one. And again, what we're going to do is, I started already, we're going to open our strip. I have double layer right there. You could have as many as 4 pieces of fabric, one on the top of the other. At the most, I do 6. I don't ever go more than 6. 4 is my personal favorite. Why? Because sometimes when the strips are small, it wiggles and you're not going to be able to cut accurate. And accuracy is to me important, so I like to stay that way. Right there, I'm looking at my chart. Once again, let me bring you, I'm looking at all the numbers right here for my block number, for my block finish size 9 inches, and this measurements are 5 inches for the strip. I already cut the strip for myself really nice, and I always press my strips with best press to give a little stiffness to it. And right now, look how simple. I'm going to place my ruler, find the 5 right there, and cut it. Oh, this is wonderful, and cut it. And again, similar to our small little B, you just have to rotate, place your ruler, match it up, beautiful. Oh, this sounds wonderful. Rotate, let me move those out of my way. Rotate and open this up so I don't cut it accidentally to it. And now cut. Isn't that fun? Can you do this for me? Practice some pieces, do some cutting, do a little practice block. And I chose light fabric because on a light fabric I can show you all the lines, but nothing is gonna stop you from using any beautiful colors to cut from, for whatever design you decide to do. Now our last piece is nice and simple. That one is half square triangle, and that triangle we're gonna cut again. We're gonna start with a strip just like this, and we're going to cut according to our measurements, and right there it tells you 3.5, so I go ahead and cut it 3.5, and now my strip is 3.5 and I have to cut squares that are 3.5. So I'm going to use this part of the ruler. Look at that. I'm going to measure 3.5. If the pieces get too big, like 5.5, you have to use regular Creative Grit rulers and then cut it from that ruler. But all that you need to do is squares, cut in half, and look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab this point this point, but I'm also using one of my 45-degree lines right here from my diamonds to make sure that I have a perfect half square triangle, and I'm going to cut it in half. And that's all that you have to do, and keep going like this, cutting your 3.5-inch squares and then cutting them in half for as many as you need it for the quilt. And you're gonna ask me, where do I find all of the directions where to cut for the quilt? I'm gonna show you that right now, so that way we are all on the same page. Isn't it beautiful? Perfect. I have my half square triangle cut, and now I will be ready, set, go to make beautiful blocks. And like I said, nothing stop you from cutting from other colors according to what you're going to need for your quilt design. So this was just a basic cutting, just the generic how to cut the shapes. If you get excited about it and you want to do more, guess what? I have so many amazing designs, like the quilt that is behind me for Alaska rainbow, that would be amazing. Or maybe you want to try Alaska in just blue and white, or you want this Alaska. This is the rainbow. This one was the holiday. I'm so sorry, I called it wrong. This one is a rainbow one. Or maybe Spectrum would be a wonderful quilt to try. If you wanted to, we're going to, for next few weeks and months, I think we're gonna be playing this for a long time, all play with all these fun different designs. Those are just few of the new designs that going to come out because of this beautiful Alaska ruler. Notice it, how lovely, all of those different things you can do. Yes, a simple diamonds with strips, maybe just a small pillow, a basket. Oh, you want to make a house surrounded with trees? Isn't that just beautiful? All those fun ideas, endless possibilities for you guys. Happy quilting, and I hope to see you soon.